Alright, so you would have seen I ran a little bit. So that screen, one of those wire screens of gravel, and I've quickly panned it. I still haven't even broken down. I'll come over here and I'll show you. You can look at some gold while I'm doing that. I've still got rocks here. There's still clay that's still clumped up that needs to be washed properly. When you're talking about the gravels themselves, it's just like that. It wouldn't even be a pan's worth of gravels. But that's how the clay's broken down. It's all loose. That's the gold out of there. Should be able to see the little gold as well. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's going to be interesting to see if there's any little nuggets in there. This was probably the best ground that I found on the day. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Alright, so the day that we pumped the hole out, spent a bit of time scraping off the top ½ an inch of the clay and taking a few buckets. It's one of these things, clay's just a bastard to work, and one of the tricks that I use is just boiling water. So just pour some boiling water over this. The boiling water actually helps break down the clay. So I'll throw a few jugs in and screen it down obviously to that larger screen. And I'll screen it back down to the smaller screen, and with that hot boiling water, it'll soften that clay and make it a lot easier to work. G'day guys, down the creek, thought about lunchtime. Been playing around a little bit at home with these buckets that I got out of here from just down a little bit, and I'm boiling water and fish-farting around, getting some okay results. What I mean by I'm boiling water to break down this clay. Just getting it to break down as much as possible. So I did run some of this stuff at home and got a reasonable result. Pretty impressive result, I should say, really. And I thought, rather than keeping this stuff there, let's just bring it down here, work it in the creek. We'll eventually return here and do some prospecting again. You never know, might even consider pumping out the water hole again. But at this stage, there's just too much, way too much water flow. So that's not going to happen. But I'm going to continue on just running this gravel and clay and the rest of it. And once I get through a few buckets, I'll start filming again. Maybe after I finish this bucket, we'll have a look and see if we can see anything, and yeah, we'll see what comes out of here. Alright, first bucket is down, and what I'm saying is about 25 different colours, at least minimum. Who knows what's gone into the nut, but definitely about 25 bits of gold. Nothing super over exciting that I need to bring you in to have a look at, but definitely some gold there. I'll run this next bucket and see how we go. Alright guys, I'm down to the last bit of gravels. Definitely seen some gold. I did do some tests with this stuff at home, about a pan's worth. And from that pan, it's hard to say how much, because as I said, this ground wasn't so much well, I knew from that area probably covers about a few metres square. And what I did was I scraped about an inch of the top gravels, and then after I did that, I washed that area down and panned what was there, or what was left, and got a little bit of gold. Didn't get much left off the bare clay that I'd left after scraping everything else down. But from that test pan, I was thinking what I had was hopefully going to be a couple of grams. Now, people drinking and coming down here and then just throwing their cans. Now this could have washed down from the road miles away, because this creek has the runoff from the houses and from the streets, probably about half a kilometre up. So I'm not saying it's a prospector, but it's definitely in the creek, and it's the second can that I've found. The other one, I think, was a cider can. As I said before, I'm definitely getting a bit of colour. I'll just try and brush off some of this black sand so that I can take you in for a bit of a look. I'll just get down this other end as well. Just to clear this end off, just so I can get these gravels fairly fine, or just leave the finer heavies in there. Just need to clean the end of this sluice. Let's get this bucket. I didn't even bring the pan down with me. Got a rock there, get rid of that. Just going to play with these cells a little bit.
not too worried about knocking the gold out. More these sort of jaggedy rocks. I don't need them in my pan. Alright. Not sure how much gold is in the cells, but I'll get this camera, or phone I should say, and I'll show you what is in the mat. So I haven't cleaned this out from any of the buckets, and some of that is clay, right? It's not all gold, but there's actually a fair bit of gold. A fair bit of it is gold, but not all of it. Now, just to keep my buddy happy, alright, to keep my buddy happy, I will set this camera up. There we go. I'll get the buckets out of the way. And what I'll do is show my buddies way of lifting the sluice out of the water. Now last time I lifted this end, so I lifted this end, so his way, and probably the easier way if you're old and you can't lift anything, if you slowly pick this up out of the water, it'll stop the flow, and then no gold will escape. Alright. There you go. Now we'll have a little bit of a look. All specks all the way up to there. All specks all down here. You're starting to see the gold that's made it to the mat. I actually met a guy down here. Well, actually, I went to Anderson's first. I wasn't going to go here. I thought there'd be more water at Anderson, so seen a guy there prospecting. I said, oh, I should come over this way and have a look. So he'd come up, and I've had this thing running for a fair while, so there's possibly going to be a fair bit more gold in those cells, but like in that one there, I think you can see just down there, that looks like a bit of gold. So we'll see what's hidden and buried. I better go get some pans, and I don't have any big pans, so what I might actually do is I'm just going to clean this out here, clean the mat into one of these buckets, and then head home, and then I'll do a clean out and a weigh in, and we'll see what's going on, see how much gold there is, or what the total is. As I said, I expected about 2 grams, maybe more, so we will see what comes out of here. The other thing that I'll mention, there will be a meter for June. I will title the meter day itself in the video, and that's the way the video will be. I suppose the title will be about the meetup, and I'll go through a meeting spot and all that sort of stuff, and we'll work out what we'll do on the day. Obviously weather's going to play a big part, but it will be a meetup for Warrandyte. We'll have a look at a few places at Warrandyte, do a little bit of exploring, and then get out and do a bit of prospecting. I'll leave it there. You'll see some stuff about the meeting spot, the time, and the day shortly. Alright guys, there's the gold from those buckets, and over here is a couple of other little interesting little bits that were in there. Just some, there's a lead shot, don't know, something, some type of a lucky thing or something like that, you know, who knows. Maybe an old key or something, but yeah, I'll chuck this on the scales and we'll see what the total was from the gravels that I'd collected. So as I said before, it's about an inch of ground, probably about 2 meters square, that I just scraped that little bit of layer just above the clay. And yeah, that's it. Alright guys, there you go, there's the weigh-in, 1.27 grams. I know I was claiming it was going to be about 2, but from the testing I'd done from those buckets, it was looking like it was going to be up around that 2, but didn't quite get there. So it's 1.27, which is still excellent for down where I was. It was a big effort to drain that pond, but yeah, still, look, the rewards were great. The actual meetup time and the date, so it'll be the 22nd of June, and I'm going to make it 9 AM. That gives everyone a fair chance to get there rather than getting up super early. The actual meeting spot is right next to the bridge that crosses the Yarra at Warrandyte, and you'll see a picture of the location of the car park there, and that's where we'll meet at 9 AM. First time prospector, long time prospector, doesn't really matter. We'll have a little bit of an explore, do some panning in the local area, and yeah, have a look around a couple of places, learn a little bit about the history, and yeah, that'll be it. You don't need a four-wheel drive or anything like that. Everyone's welcome. And yeah, that's it really at the end of the day. If you need to contact me, you'll be able to contact me either put a comment here on the video or look in the description of this thing if you need to send me an email. And that way you can contact me that way if you got some questions. Look, the terrain should be okay. You might not be able to get everywhere if you have difficulty, but most people should be able to get to all the spots. If you can't, and we might be a little while at a place, I might send you somewhere close by to have a look at something else, but we'll work that out on the day. So 1.27 grams of gold. I'm very happy. Yeah, hope you have enjoyed the video. Hope to see you there on the 22nd, and that is all for today. Until the next time, catch you all later.